Welcome back to Random City Sportsballers. Wow, what a baseball season that was, wasn't it? Quite a journey. And baseball playoffs are beginning now, but the fantasy baseball playoffs just ended. So, after our draft, I actually had several teams that did quite well. I had one team that suffered one too many injuries and just couldn't overcome it. I did not make the playoffs in one of those 7. 6 out of 7, I made the playoffs, and out of those 6, I had 2 third-place finishes, 1 championship, and the other 2 lost in the first week. So that was unfortunate, but it's the playoffs. A lot of things can happen. So I hope your season went well, too. My season went quite well for most of my teams, but like I said, I had one team where the injuries were just too much. If you think about the injuries you had, you may be talking about Mike Trout, Aaron Judge, Pete Alonso, Ohtani at the end of the season. And we all made some pickups too. You know, Ellie De La Cruz, Andrew Abbott, who worked out poorly at the end but did well to begin with. Tanner Bibby, who was doing great throughout but then got injured at the end of season. And this is what fantasy sports are all about. This is what's going to happen in every fantasy sport that you play. In football already, some folks are already missing Nick Chubb. What happened with Saquon Barkley? These things just happen. People get injured. We feel horrible for those players in real life because while we play this fantasy game, they're out there actually putting their bodies on the line, and those injuries can be absolutely devastating. So let's hope for the best for all those injured players, that they come back again and continue to play throughout their career, and that the injuries are not career-ending. Like Nick Chubb, wow. But anyways, let's get back to baseball. I don't know how your baseball season went, but if you followed my draft strategy, the likelihood that you made the playoffs is huge, as I made it in 6 out of 7. Same draft strategy for all 7 of them. None of my teams look the same because while I may have players that are on 3 or 4 out of 7 teams, I'm never going to have a player that's on 7 out of 7 because then that injury just wipes through all of your teams. So you got to mix it up, and next year when we come back to do this again, I'll do all of my drafting again. I'll let you watch my draft, see my draft strategy, see how you appreciate whether or not this is working for me or for you. We already know. Here's the evidence this season. Random City Sportsballers made 6 out of 7 playoffs, scored 2 third place, and 1 championship. So I profited. Because in Yahoo, if you get third place, you get your money back. If you get first place, you get 5 times your money. And I had 7 leagues. However, one was a winner's league, and that was a third place finish. And another free league that made the playoffs but finished 5th. But then I had the championship in one league that is a pay league and a third place in another league that's a pay league. So profit, and that's the whole goal. If you're making money, you're paying for next year's fantasy sports already. So this year's fantasy baseball has paid for my fantasy football. And that's underway. I haven't been able to show you a lot of my drafts, and I apologize for that because I had a personal injury. We had a motor vehicle accident, and that caused me to have to really take a step back from everything. But we're underway again. Physical therapy is working, it seems, and so we're going to get back into doing some more of these videos. I look forward to getting back into next year's fantasy baseball and helping you all draft the best team. You get out there, draft the way I draft. You don't necessarily have to follow the exact players I'm drafting, but follow the strategy. Remember, that army of pitchers. You bring an army of pitchers into the playoffs in fantasy baseball, and you're going to dominate pitching stats. You're just going to. So, anyways, thank you for tuning in. I hope that you did what you're supposed to do and you had fun.